Alright, here we go. I was reading Zero Hedge, and Bix Weir had commented as well. So, time for a little quick video. Word out today that Deutsche Bank is under investigation for LIBOR rate rigging, has sent its shares down substantially. Zero Hedge has a little article with a nice little chart that shows their bank stock today. See ya. Of course, we know that they were all in on it, not just Deutsche Bank, and not just the other day, Barclays, right? So that means many more announcements, if you will, are coming. And Bix is kind enough to list the 17 banks that form the committee to set LIBOR rates. In other words, here's the list of 17 banks that have been rigging the LIBOR rates since its existence, probably. Now, some of these banks that I'm about to mention out of the 17, you're probably going to look shocked, like you've never heard of them before. So I'll try not to read too fast, because you may say, well, I've never heard of that bank before. I'm just kidding. You know darn well you have. First and foremost, one of my favorites. Now, keep in mind, my top two favorites, well, I got three to tell you the truth. Bank of America, JP Morgan, and Goldman Sachs. How can you forget? I think they were trying to give me some mind control for a second, trying to not to get my mouth to say those words. Goldman Sachs. But I had to say it. First bank, and there's no particular order per se, just here's the list. It's just, you know, whatever. Bank of America. Look shocked. Look shocked. Okay? Now, this is an odd one. Bank of Tokyo Mitsubishi UFJ Ltd. Never heard that one, actually. Barclays Bank. BNP Paribas. Yeah. Citibank. Credit Agricole. Credit Suisse. Deutsche Bank. HSBC. One of my other favorites, JP Morgan Chase. Lloyd's Banking Group. Rabobank. I think I would change that name and put an M in there. Make it Rambo Bank. You know, just because the bankers basically spray us with, you know, machine gun bullets like Rambo does on the movies back in the day. And no matter how many times you shoot back or try to get them back, they're invincible. Like Rambo. Rambo never, you know, a million bullets fly his way, he's not going to get hit. So, Rabobank, let's change it to Rambo Bank, alright? Next, Royal Bank of Canada. Next, Societe Generale. Oh, that's a shocker. Sumitomo Mitsui Banking, whatever that one is. The Norichukin Bank. And then, of course, one of our other favorites that had little withdrawal issues. Remember that? With the NatWest Bank? Here's part of them. The Royal Bank of Scotland Group. And finally, UBS AG. And Bix says, it's important to note that of these 17 banks that colluded to set phony LIBOR rates, 9 of these banks are, quote, authorized participants colluding to rig the gold and silver markets in the phony gold and silver ETFs known as GLD and SLV. Now, we knew this before, but now the LIBOR scandal's coming out. All right, we'll call it LIBORgate. It just becomes more blatantly obvious. So and he lists those banks, the 9. Barclays, Citigroup, Credit Suisse, Deutsche Bank, HSBC, JP Morgan, Merrill Lynch, which is Bank of America basically, RBC Capital Markets, and UBS Securities. And he finalizes this by saying, like a tidal wave, as it approaches shore, the scandals are mounting. I would agree. I mean, they are. It's not, you know, wondering if they're coming. They're here. And again, LIBOR, compared to everything else that's happened financially, this has got to be one of the largest, if not the largest, financial scandal, fraud, whatever you want to call it, in the history, as I said the other day, of the world. Because when you start playing with those interest rates, that affects the entire world. Everything is contingent on those why am I calling it labor rates? Interest rates. I was thinking about videos earlier about labor rates, right? 7 to 9 people hired in China and India to every one American over here, why wouldn't they want to export jobs overseas and then ship it back and pay the shipping both ways, because it's still cheaper hiring 7 to 9 people than it is hiring one American. So yeah, about that American lifestyle. Yeah, we're going to have to revisit that one in the near future. And I just shook my magic 8 ball, and it says, signs don't look good. Yeah, I think so. Take care. Try that one more time.